was a place where there's no trouble, no more pain, no more struggle.
Welcome back to Grounded in Maine. Thanks so much for being here today. I'm so excited for you guys to get to know Becky a little bit. She is so easy to listen to, and you just want to follow her wherever she goes. She has a background in social work, and she left that field and is bringing that passion and that love for people and is introducing them now to plants and herbs to help us heal ourselves, help us feel better, help us get through life. I'm going to go right to that interview because I don't want you to miss it. Here's Becky. So hello, today I'm talking with my friend Becky Vale from Herbage by BeX. So Becky, you are such an earthy person. You are passionate about the earth. You're passionate about flowers, herbs, weeds. I literally just want to give you a soapbox and let you talk about plants because I love to listen to you. You make me want to invest in everything that you talk about. So before I let you do that, I just want to know what inspired you to become an herbalist and tell us about your start.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being so passionate about the things that I am passionate about and giving me the space to soapbox plants and herbs and all things nature for a little bit. I appreciate the time. So again, my name is Becky. My people call me Bex. And so I'm Herbage by BeX, and I have been working with plants for about 10 years, and it all has kind of coincided with the birth of my son. So I've been a social worker for 20 years and really into like helping and healing and communicating and working with people and problem solving with people. And then I became a mom and thought there's got to be another way to ensure that my kiddo and my family stay as healthy as possible. So I started looking into alternative ways for that. And I've always had such a deep and meaningful relationship with plants and with nature. And I always feel more healthy when I'm in nature, whether it's spiritually or physically. And so I wanted to incorporate more of nature and plants and alternative things into my life and into being a mom. So I took a real big deep dive into school for herbalism. I went to Chestnut School of Herbal Medicine. I studied with Rosemary Gladstar and her Science and Earth. I can't remember. It's anyways, Rosemary Gladstar. And then I started an internship. So I really just like put a lot of time and energy into learning about how to use plants medicinally and not just being this cool hippie backyard mom herbalist from my backyard. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I love that. And I love people who are dabbling and exploring and all of that. But I wanted to take it the next step and make it more of a career and really put my passions into a place where I could help more people in my community with a little bit of an educational background as well. So I have been really studying hard and again, like doing internships and just spending a ton of time outside. I'm doing some self-guided things. And I've been able to leave my social work career and put all of that energy and passion into helping and healing and communicating and helping people live their best life using plants. So yay.
Awesome. And so Rosemary Gladstar is like the person that you want to study with, right?
I mean, she's amazing. There are definitely some beautiful herbalists out there, but Rosemary Gladstar is, I mean, for me, she is like the true, like just epitome of going in your backyard and foraging and using and talking to and understanding with and having a relationship with the plant. She just embodies all of that for me personally. But again, there are so many beautiful herbalists, but I love Rosemary Gladstar. I went to a New England herb conference a couple of times and she's been there, and just to be able to like be in the presence of greatness with her and doing plant walks with her to learn about things. And I mean, you can pick up a book and you can read, like you do a Google search, like what is yarrow good for, or whatever plant you want to do. Not the best place to start by just doing a Google search, because anybody can put anything they want on the internet type of thing. You spend time with a person and they can tell you like the medicinal uses, the energetic uses, the spiritual uses, and just like how to communicate with them and how to really use all of the plant for all of the different reasons. Like you have the root of a plant that's different than the flowers of a plant. Then you have the blossom of a plant. Then you have, like it's just studying with just beautiful, beautiful people. You get to learn all about the plant.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I think I love that you're not the first person that's told me that you got into herbalism, but I was talking to another friend who really focused on what she was putting into her kid's mouth and putting on him when he was born. So like children really bring that mothering out, I guess.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's very cool how it just kind of pushes you into like what you need to be doing.
Right. And for me, it was a lot of just, for me, it was a lot of, I'm a homeschooling mom. So I also want to embody and encompass teaching moments and all things. So then being able to take my son outside, who's now 10, and he's grown up. So most of his life, he's grown up learning, I mean, really all of his life, he's grown up learning about plants and how to use them and what to use them for and what's safe and what's not safe. And so he gets hurt, he can run outside and go grab something, or he doesn't feel good, he can run outside and go grab something. And he comes with me and he helps me forage, and he comes with me and he, like, hey, Ollie, go clip that for me while I clip this, and then we'll talk about what they're good for. And they're all around my house. And he knows when he gets sick, like, mommy, can I have my elderberry syrup? Can I have this? Can I have that? He knows what to do with all of those things. And for me, that is it. Just I'm internally grateful for that, to be able to share that experience, not only like the actual like adventure of it, but to know that my son forever will have the option of alternative treatments for his body. And I just feel like right there, I've already set him up for success. So yay, winning in the mom department for me. So that's an
Oh,
awesome.
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, he knows how to take care of himself in so many different instances, which is, I mean, that's every parent's dream, right? To be able to
Right.
have your kid be independent and be able to take care of themselves.
Definitely.
That's great.
Yes.
'Cause I think I remember you told a story, or I saw a post that you had hurt your ankle, I think, and he was like, we need to get you some yarrow or something like that. Is that how that went?
Two different situations. He broke his foot, and
Ah,
I completely supported his body and his foot with herbs. And then yes, I fell, and he knows exactly what to do. Like, he knows to go and get the comfrey for the inflammation to wrap around the body. He knows to get the yarrow for the bleeding. He knows to get the arnica for swelling, and he knows how to harvest the white willow bark for me for the natural aspirin. And he knows how to do all of those things for me. He knows to go, dig up burdock root for, to support the liver. And he just like knows these medicinal things on what to go and do. And I love that I'm raising another generation of potential herbalists, or at least potential people who can continue to sustain the practice of herbalism, because he'll tell his friends, and then his friends will tell their friends, and he'll tell his partners, and he'll tell his, his people. And I just love watching it. I love, like, I have really cool labels, and my kiddo goes to this nature school, and he gives my labels out to his friends. So now all of his little like homies at nature school have my like Herbage By BeX like elderberry syrup labels on their water bottles. And it's like, just to be able to again, like, I'm a community herbalist. I want to support my community, anyone in my community, near and far. And so to be able to just like extend that reach for people, even one water bottle sticker at a time, is a true blessing for me, because I want that person who's like tried, like quote everything possible. And then they're like, you know what? I'm gonna give alternative treatment a try. And I get a phone call, and then I'm able to give them an herb, and they're like, oh my gosh, like I've never felt this good before. And I just love watching like just the cycle of my community helping me out and me being able to help them out. And it's just such a beautiful time to be in community right now. And that I'm able to like support my community with herbs. I mean, how cool is that? I feel blessed every day that I get to wake up and like people call me their community herbalist.
Yes, that's awesome. And I love that. I mean, you've got your herbs and potions and stuff in different stores, and I know I love to see when you're like Bodenham Country Store is restocked. And it's like, it's so popular there that you are constantly restocking, and I love to see stuff like that. Like people are they're really embracing it.
It's been I mean, it's just been such a wild, fun, amazing journey. And I, not to talk too much about COVID and where things are at. However, it's where our life is at right now. And so I feel like it'd be disingenuous to not mention how COVID has affected my business. And I feel super blessed that there have been some very amazing herbs that I've been able to support people with through this. And so the fact that people have been more open to trying other things has just been an amazing journey for me to take people with. So, or take people on, support people through, like kind of however we're doing this. We're like holding hands through this time in our life right now. And I love that I've been able to use herbs to do that. When in other situations where somebody wouldn't want to try an herb, they've hit their rock bottom and they're like, I don't know what else to do right now. I feel so lousy that I'm willing to try anything, whether it's because of the virus or because of mental health struggles or because of pain or whatever it is, whatever traumas are going on in their life right now. To be able to support them with that again is just it's magical for me to be able to do that for people.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And like you were saying, it's not just the physical. If you have COVID, it's just the fact that it's still 2.5 years, and people are exhausted and they're scared and they're anxious, and there's so much mental health that is fading and needing help. And so it's not even, and for you it's so much about the herbs, but you also have such a passion and you're so nurturing that even just, I would say, the time spent with you learning about the herbs, I think that's a big part of it too, because you're not like, here, take this, but it's like, this is exactly what's going to happen. I love that about your social media posts too. You're like, Dandelion, she's my friend, and she supports me. And is that the like liver one? Is Dandelion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I use her every day for liver, and she's in my car because I don't want to be without her. And like that is so helpful for me, just to know that there are so many options. And I just love the way that you talk about them, honestly.
I appreciate it. And I want to just circle back, because what you're saying is so flattering to me, and it's humbling to me. And I really want to touch on what you said, because I think it's so important on how it's not just for the physical pain that people are going through that herbs can be supportive for. They truly can support mental health as well. And just the it's not just for the external, it's for the internal too, to like just put it really simple. And so as a social worker, I mean, being a social worker has been my life journey, really. And that's where I had put so much of my energy into for 20 years. I mean, I've like gone like from like the throes of removing children from their homes, from unsafe situations, to the drug courts, to the homeless shelters, to the DV shelters. I mean, I've done it all. But now to come back, and I wish that in that moment I had been as confident in my abilities to use herbs to be able to support them through these tough situations as well. So now I feel so excited to be able to offer that through consultations and to be able to offer my time. And really, like I say an hour, but sometimes it's more than an hour. Sometimes people need 40 minutes. Sometimes people need an hour and a half. Like I try and keep like an hour ish, just for boundaries for everybody. But to be able to sit down for an hour and talk about like, okay, you're having significant headaches. How long have you had your headaches for? When did that stem from? Typically, physical pain can also be correlated to some kind of mental pain as well. There's typically something else going on. If we really are able to like deep dive into that, and if people are really able to let their guards down and talk to me about like, okay, why do you have such bad headaches? Well, because I am so stressed at my job, or I'm so stressed at my marriage, or I'm so stressed my kids are having a hard time. Somebody in my family is sick. My mom has cancer, whatever it is. Like there's usually some kind of a correlation with all things in the body. Our body is a system. It works like harmoniously, or sometimes not harmoniously. So to be able to find out like the root of the problem is such a joy to be able to do that with somebody. So to be able to say, okay, well then let's help treat the mental health as well as the physical health, so we can get your whole body working together. And I love to be able to explain the different plants that will help them get to their ultimate wellness, and not just say, okay, here's your bottle of Herbage by BeX and take this 2 times a day. I want people to know what it is, how I foraged it, what it looks like, what it tastes like. And if they are able to be with me and the plant is naturally growing, to be able to go out and show them, this is what it is. This is your relationship with this plant. I want you to form this relationship, because then their body's completely open to it and completely open to accepting it into their body. Does that make sense? Sorry. I'm just like trying to like, okay.
Absolutely. I mean, you have such a gift, Becky, that you have that nurturing thing about you that people are willing to open up to you. And if they, like you said, if they will spend some time with me, if they'll spend time with you, they'll open up and they'll feel that. And that, you can't help but be excited about what you're excited about, is basically. So, someone who's listening to you talk and showing them these herbs and where they come from and why and how you do it and how, lovingly you prepare it, how can you not believe in it?
And that's exactly, you know, that's my goal, is I want people to not believe in me. I mean, whether you believe in me or not, like that's your decision. Believe in the plants. Like I'm just like the avenue for these plants to get into your body. Like I wish I could take all the credit, man. I would, it would be amazing if I could like take all of the credit for these people getting well after taking, what I've recommended for them. But it's the plants doing their thing. And I believe in that. And I believe in the plants. And I believe that if you talk to them, I talk to my plants. I'm not that crazy like plant lady who goes out and talks to the plant. And like every time I forage them, or every time I pick them or move them or do something to them that could be not something they love, I thank them. I give gratitude to them, and I explain to them. Like if I'm able to, I'll go out and I'll say, I'm using this for, and I'll like give them a name of who this is going to, and like being able to just like have that relationship with them. And I truly believe giving them that opportunity to just give thanks, it only benefits my medicinals and my ability to help my community, because if I just went out and yanked every plant out and yanked every weed out,
Right.
I don't know, like I feel like the energy, that time and that energy, that relationship that we just formed, there just isn't going to be one. And that's not what I want.
Right.
I want to go out and I want to like give thanks and show love and gratitude. So then that energy will be then encapsulated into my formulas.
Mm. And it's so there's so much it's so much about intention. Like you're
Absolutely.
very, very clear about your intention for these plants, and the reason why. And I love that you do that. I have started I've started talking to the plants in my greenhouse when I walk in
Hey,
because I'm channeling
yes.
you a little bit. I'm like, okay, you guys,
Yeah.
let's have a great day. Let's do a lot of
Right.
growing and
Yeah.
um,
Look how beautiful the sun is. Yay. Or
yeah.
like when it's rainy, like even today, I went out in the pouring rain this morning. As soon as I open my eyes, I go out because I have some seedlings that have come out of my greenhouse that haven't gone into the ground yet. But I like went right outside, like pouring rain, to just like go talk to them just to check in. Like, we doing okay? You guys getting too much water? Want me to put you back in the greenhouse, and having just like this silly conversation with them to just gauge where they're at. Like, I don't want them to drown, but I want them to gather everything Mother Nature has for them. So,
Right.
it was first thing, and I'm like soaking wet, and the kiddo was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it. Like, we got this." Like, I'm gonna go check on my plants. So,
Stop
yeah,
thinking about that. Don't talk about that. Um,
exactly.
so, Bex, if you had to pick a favorite plant or herb, what would what would it be and why?
Oh, so that's a tough one. It's like, who's your favorite kid? Who's your favorite, like friend? Who's your favorite? What I mean, because they're my friends. They're all my friends, and they're all just so important to me. But I would say my number one is echinacea, and I love echinacea because, again, I I love to understand the plant from like the top to the bottom, from like the head to the toes. I want to like understand the plant, and I really like to do whole plant herbal support making, because I I want to just give thanks to the whole plant. So for echinacea, you can really use it medicinally from the top to the bottom. So the blossoms are really good, and the roots are really good. The leaves are really good, and the stem isn't going to hurt you. So I love that I can use the whole plant, and I love that it's so beautiful. Like, in my mind right now, I'm just like envisioning like this beautiful, like purplish pink, like cone flower that's just like strong. And I just love that it's just so it's truly one of the first things I go to in an acute illness. Like, echinacea for me is like, okay, we're sick, you're hurt, you have a virus, you have something going on, like, that's happening right now, and I don't have time to like do an entire formula for you. I don't have time. We're like out and about right now. You have a sore throat, you have a cold, like, here's some echinacea. It's not something that you take all the time, but it's something you use that's more fast acting. And I love that it just like comes back every year. It's grounded in its roots, and it's just like so beautiful. It's so powerful, and it's so beautiful, and it's just, I want to get a tattoo of like a huge like cone flower on my body. Like, it's just beautiful.
I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense that echinacea is just an all over. I mean, that's the first one that a lot of people hear about anyway, so that makes sense that it's just good for so many things.
It is.
Uh,
It's definitely something I feel like it's very, very easy to grow. And I would say, and it's pretty. So even people who aren't going to use it, for anything
right.
medicinally, like, it would be beautiful to have it growing because they're just so pretty. So that would be something, if somebody said to me, like, and I have, like, in my first aid classes or in my like backyard gardening classes that I teach, or just like my top favorite herbs, echinacea is always in those. Echinacea always, always, always comes up for me.
Aha. And I love now, and I just wanted to do this quick plug. We are running out of time, but you have the little Herbagers crew now, and you're doing a subscription.
My subscription boxes are so cool. I mean, again, to go back quickly, like, as a homeschooling mom, being able to have a very beautiful subscription box to be able to have parents, caregivers, friends, families sit down and study about herbs every month. Every month I have an herb that I've planned out, and it comes in a box with beautiful like coloring pages. And I always make a necklace with it's like a charm necklace with the herb, the dried herb, and you'll get a tea, and then you'll always get some kind of an Herbage by BeX product, a formula that I've put together, kid safe always. And then it has a little quiz with all of the information, like in this box. You'd be able to sit down and complete a quiz on it. So every month I have a different one. This month is Rose, and our Rosa Ragusa, and they're so fun. And I love my little Herbager series with the kids, just doing all of this like backyard foraging and planting and medicine making and just super cool stuff with the littles. I love it.
That's so cool. And you really are training up the next generation of herbalists, which is so cool.
Yeah.
And these kids are going to be so psyched because they are going to, if there's another pandemic or if someone gets ill or something, they're going to be like, hey, I have this because Miss BeX taught me and gave it and shared it, and I know where to find it, and very, very cool. So let's see. Last question that I have, BeX. When I say the word sustainability, what does that mean to you?
Oh, I mean, I think sustainability and herbalism are just work. It's just, you can't have one without the other right now. And I think that it goes back to raising the next generation. Like sustainability is teaching how to continue this moving forward. And when I say this, I mean herbalism, I mean planting things, I mean harvesting things, identifying things, harvesting ethically, and doing things to continue to keep herbalism moving forward, to keep people continuing to learn about it, and then but also like keep people continuing to use plant in a safe way, in order to sustain people's journey towards their best wellness. We have to do this safely, but we have to continue to safely, meaning like for the humans, but also for the plant. We have to sustain like human health and plant health, by not over foraging, by not giving people herbs that may contraindicate, by not giving people herbs that aren't appropriate for their bodies. But then again, coming right back to like sustaining and planting things, harvesting things the right way. And then each person, I think it's each person's duty to have like some kind of an ability to go out and identify things in their backyard. And I don't mean just to use them medicinally, but just to be able to go out and like identify like, dandelion, you're beautiful. Thank you for growing. Thank you for being beautiful in my life, and sustaining just like the loving practice of all things herbalism right now.
Right. It's like honoring and respecting the plants for what they contribute to our lives and to give back.
Exactly. Yeah. Even if you never use them, I don't expect everybody to go out and use them. That's not everybody's passion. That's what they have me for. Like they call me and they say like, hey, I'm super intrigued in this plant. Can you tell me about it? And I think that's like just the ability to sustain herbalism.
Well, so Becky, you are such an inspiration to me personally and to your community. I want to thank you so much for sharing your energy and wisdom with us today.
I appreciate the time. I can be reached. Again, I'm Herbage by BeX. My website is herbagebybex.com. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. So people can reach out to me that way. You'll find my phone number on my website. I will definitely talk to people on the phone. I'm very accessible. I want to be people's true community herbalist. So I appreciate your time.
Awesome. And I'm going to put all this up on the show notes as well, so people can find you.
Thank you so much.
I want to just take a quick second and thank my guest again. I also need to thank Buzzsprout for hosting the podcast, and Jane Bolduck for her amazing music.
there'll come a day. My mama told me when I find love to have and hold me, a heart that's strong and so sincere. Just tell me, how do I get there from here? Oh, tell me, how do I get there from here? 'Cause here and now I'm so far down that mercy's bound to find me. We'll find a way to soothe the sickness. We'll heal the hate with sweet forgiveness. Wages of war will disappear. Just tell me, how do I get there from here? I wonder, how do I get there from here? Yeah, 'cause here and now I'm so far down that mercy's bound to find me. When that state of grace has finally found me, well, there'll be music, ooh, and good friends around me, yeah, yeah. And I'll just smile through happy tears and wonder,